Now the sea reading, and it is also a story here, and it is an adventurous story. What is an adventure? We already read in the same book what is an adventure. So here the travel is in an adventure. Right? Now, travel, Gulliver's travel. Let us see the travel part. Travel. Journey, voyage. How do these differ? Are these the same? Travel, we can say a journey or a trip. Here, a journey, we are going somewhere. Are we coming back? That we do not know. But here, trip, it speaks going and coming. When we say trip, it is going and coming back. Though it is 4 letters word. A trip. A trip to so and so. A trip to Tirupati. Means what? We did not go over there and stayed over there. No. We have come back. Trip. We travelled across the earth. We travelled across the earth. Means there is no definite place to go, and coming back is not there. We went on making a journey. Now journey means a travel with some purpose is journey. If there is no purpose, it is not called journey, it is a travel. Travel, you will be going on, moving. A journey, there is a purpose. I go there and come back. Right? Again, a purpose going and coming back is their trip again. Business trip, we say. Business trip. Right? That way, we have 2 kinds of travels. Okay? So here, when we say voyage, it is a travel on the sea. It is a travel on the sea. So, what we can call here is, we can say Gulliver's Voyages. And Gulliver's Travels, the book is named, and so it has become very famous. Actually, it is the voyage, because there is never ending. He goes on, but he comes means how he came back, it is on God's hands. So, he named it as travel. Now, this story has been narrated by the person who experienced it. Means it is his own autobiography. The first paragraph says that. See to it. When a person tells the story of his life in his own words, it is called an autobiography. Gulliver, a sailor, was once caught in the land of giants. This is how he describes his experiences. He was caught in an island where giants were there. And in one of his voyages, he was caught in a land where only very small people, Lilliputs, lived. Gulliver and Lilliputs. That is a very famous story, and it is also picturized many times also. We must have seen. On the 16th of June, 1730, we discovered a land. Our captain sent dozen men with vessels for water, if any could be found. When we came to land, we saw no river or spring, nor any inhabitants. I went on to explore. The country was barren and rocky. I turned back to join the crew, only to see them getting into the boat and rowing for life to get to the ship. Now the situation, why he had gone to the land and how he was left over there. The ships would be there, no? The ships, when they sail, they are supplied with sufficient food, water. Whenever they fall short of the water, they go to the nearest shore, and there people will go with the drums. In our Rip Van Winkle, we have seen the drum, and with the vessels, with the drums, they go in search of water. If they get good water, they again load it through the boats. They will be loaded into the ship, right? And in a ship, every provision will be there, every facility would be there. Who is Gulliver actually? Gulliver was not a sailor, he is the doctor on board. And because he started his own practice and the practice did not work up, could not run properly, so he had to take up this job through his uncle. This is the beginning of the story. And beginning of the story, he has written as if he reached to a place where Lilliputs lived. Now this is the story where giant-like people lived and his experiences. These are all imaginary. You may ask me, did he meet such? No, imaginary writing all these things. So, on the 16th of June, 1730, we discovered land. They wanted water, and so they discovered land. And so the captain stopped and sent a dozen of the men through boats with vessels for water. And they are supposed to find if it is available, any. When we came to land, we saw no rivers were there, no springs were there, no streams were there. All the land is barren. Barren means there is no, what we can say, there is no crop at all. That kind of land is called as barren. అంటే బంజరు భూమి అంటాం మనం. బంజరు భూములు చూశాడు. నీళ్లు లేవు, నదులు లేవు, చెరువులు కూడా లేవు. Right? That kind of place. And those few people who went to the land, they were in search of water. And our Gulliver, he feels that he is a hero, and he goes further inside on the island. He did not find any water, even if he walked for kilometers together. So he was returning back to the shore to go back to the ship. But by the time the men are already in the boat and they are hurriedly rowing the boat towards the ship as if they are escaping from very big danger. They were rowing the boats for their life. Means they want to save themselves. They are going. So, once again I'll read. On the 16th of June 1730, we discovered land. Our captain sent a dozen men with vessels for water, if any could be found. When we came to land, we saw no river or spring, nor any inhabitants. What is meant by inhabitants? Inhabitants అంటే అక్కడ ఉండేవాళ్ళు, ప్రజలు కూడా కనపడలేదు. No inhabitants. I went on to explore. Went on. Go on and on. Earlier we got it go on and on. అంటే అలా వెళ్తూ ఉండమే. Past tense. Went on. వెళ్తూనే పోతూనే ఉన్నా. అలా పోతూనే ఉన్నా ఐలాండ్లోకి. Went on. Went on to explore. The country was barren and rocky. రాళ్ళు, రప్పలు, తుప్పలు తప్పించి అక్కడ ఏమీ లేదు. I turned back to join the crew. I turned back to go along with these people, only to see them getting into the boat and rowing for life to get to the ship. Hurriedly they were sitting in the boat. Hurriedly they were rowing the boat towards the ship. That is called to life. Why they were going so? Before I could reach them, I observed a huge creature walking after them in the sea as fast as he could. Why they are rowing the boat so speedily? Because there is a monster like creature, very big creature. He is running, wading in the water behind the boat. I wanted to go and jump into the boat, but in between me and that boat, this creature is there, very big creature. So I stopped there. And that fellow was wading in the water to catch the boat. Before I could reach them, I observed a huge creature walking after them in the sea as fast as he could. The water of the ocean reached only up to his knee. However, the monster was unable to overtake the speeding boat. I turned back quickly and climbed up a steep hill with fields of barley at either side and the corn rising up to 40 feet. There was a fence to pass from one field to the other. When I had seen the monster and he is chasing the boat, but he could not reach the boat because the boat is speedier than him. Right? Seeing this, what I did, I turned back and ran as fast as I could and went into the uphill. When I went uphill, I could see barley. బార్లీ అని మన కాఫీ గింజలాగే గింజ ఉంటుంది. కాఫీ గింజ మనం కాఫీ వేయించుకొని దాన్ని నల్లగా చేసి దాన్ని పౌడర్ చేసుకుంటాం. బార్లీ గింజ దాన్ని మనం కాచుతాం. ఇంతకుముందు జ్వరం వస్తే బార్లీ జావ పట్టివారు. ఇట్ ఈజ్ రిచ్ విత్ స్టార్చ్ కంటెంట్, రైట్? అది బార్లీ గింజ ఇంత గుంజ ఉంటుంది. ఈ బార్లీ ఫీల్డ్స్ రెండు పక్కల ఉన్నాయి. నేను దాని మధ్య నుంచి మీదకి ఎక్కాను. ఎక్కితే కొంత దూరం వెళ్ళేసరికి మొక్కజొన్న తోట వచ్చింది. దాంట్లో కూడా కొంత దూరం వెళ్ళాను. వెళ్తే మధ్యన దీనికి దానికి మధ్యన ఒక ఫెన్సింగ్లు కూడా ఉన్నాయి. అంటే ఏంటి? ది కల్టివేషన్ ఈజ్ వెల్ ప్లాన్డ్ కల్టివేషన్. అది నాకు తెలిసింది. సో it was impossible for me to climb because every step was 6 feet high. I was trying to find a gap in the edge when I discovered one of the inhabitants in the next field walking towards the fence. He was of the same size as the creature chasing the boat. I was struck with utmost fear and astonishment and ran to hide myself. He called in a voice much louder than a trumpet. It sounded like thunder. 7 monsters like him came towards the field, ready to reap the corn. They carried a reaping hook which was very big. When one of the reapers approached where I lay hidden, I screamed as loud as I could. The creature stopped reaping, picked me up between his thumb and forefinger, and brought me close to his eyes. 60 feet above the ground, he looked at me with curiosity and blew my hair aside to get a better view of me. If this is Gulliver, if I blow at him, what would happen? Not the hair, he himself will be shaking. And with the thumb and the forefinger, I was caught like this. Or we can say I was caught like this. And 60 feet above the earth level. Now you see, this is maybe 6 inches. If a man of 6 feet, 6 inches is double 1 foot, and that again into 6 means 12 times bigger. I am 12 times bigger than this. 10 times bigger than this. If this is Gulliver, what is the distance between him and the earth? 6 times of him means 60 feet high. Here he is there, and I blew on his face to get the clear view. How was I caught? How was Gulliver caught? He was caught by a reaping person. How? Because he had to scream in a loud voice, as loud as he could. Why? If he doesn't scream, he would have been cut with a sickle. What is a sickle? A reaping hook. A reaping hook means what? ఇలాగుంటుంది, దాంతో మనం కోస్తాం. ఎస్, కోడవలి అంటాం మనం దాన్ని. ఇలా పట్టుకొని ఇలా కోస్తారు. ఇలా పట్టుకుని ఇలా కోయడాన్ని రీప్ అంటారు. వన్ వర్డ్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్, REAP. రీప్ ఈజ్ టు కట్ ది కార్న్. 7 men were there, 7 to 8 men, and one more man has called, "Ye come and cut. Ye come and cut." That voice has become as if it is a trumpet, a very big trumpet, or a very big your drum. I could not hear. The men were cutting and cutting. They came nearer to me. If I don't scream, he would have put his leg on me, or he would have cut me with the sickle. Right? And so I had to make a voice, and then the man picked me up and blew at me. That is the thing, paragraph here. He called his friends, "Hey, come, because I have found something here. Come. He called his friends and gently placed me on the ground. They all sat on the ground to take a good look at me. I walked slowly backward and forward, pulled off my hat, made a low bow towards the farmers. I tried to speak to them loudly in several languages. Each time I did so, the farmer who picked me up held his ear very close to me, but in vain. The farmer who picked me up, he is coming to me very close, putting the hand here to hear me, and he put his ear to me, but he could not understand what I say. And I have spoken whatever the languages I know, but it is of no use. He called everybody there, and he made me stand on the ground. The farmer took me to his house and placed me at some distance on the dining table, which was 30 feet high from the floor. The dining table, we always have 3.5 feet height, and that had become 30 feet height for him. Right? He placed there. Dinner was brought for the farmer in a dish which was 10 feet in diameter. మన ప్లేట్ ఎంత ఉంటుంది కదా, means let us say it is 12 inches or a bit smaller, 10 inches or 12 inches or 14 inches పెద్ద పళ్ళెం ఉంటుంది మనం తినడానికి. అదే అక్కడ 10 feet పళ్ళెం వాడికి తినేదానికి, అంత పెద్ద పళ్ళెం వాళ్ళకి వచ్చాయి. The farmer's wife crumbled some bread and placed it before me. They are having the biggest bread, and the farmer's wife, she is very kind enough, she made crumbles of it. చిన్న చిన్న ముక్కలు చేసి అతను ఎదురుకుండా ప్లేట్లో పెట్టింది. So the farmer's wife crumbled some bread and placed it before me. In the middle of the dinner, I heard a noise behind me. It was the purring of a cat that was 10 times larger than an ox. నేను తింటూ ఉంటే వెనకాల నుంచి మియావ్ అని అనిపడింది. అది మియావ్ కాదు, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ క్యాట్ పర్రింగ్ ఓన్లీ. క్యాట్స్ వాయిస్ ఇస్ పర్రింగ్. మియావ్ అన్నదాన్ని పర్రింగ్ అంటారు. ఆ మియావ్ అన్నది పెద్ద సౌండ్ వచ్చింది. ఏంట్రా అని చూస్తే అక్కడ క్యాట్ అది కూర్చోంది. ఎంత పెద్దది? మనం పెద్ద శివలింగం ఎదురకుండా పెద్ద నందీశ్వరుడు ఉంటుంది కదా, దాన్ని ఎదురకుండా మనం చెయ్యి పెట్టుకుని నిలబడితే చిన్నవాళ్ళం కనపడతాం. అంత పెద్ద నందీశ్వరులాగా ఆ వెనకాతల టేబుల్ మీద ఆ పిల్లి కనపడింది, ఓ పెద్ద బుల్లాగా. దెన్ ది ఫార్మర్స్ వైఫ్ వాజ్ స్ట్రోకింగ్ హిమ్. Then entered the farmer's 1-year-old son in the arms of a lady. The farmer's 1-year-old son in the arms of lady. On seeing me, the child grabbed me from the table and put my head into his mouth. పిల్లి మ్యావ్ అంది, నేను భయపడి ఉన్నాను. కానీ ఫార్మర్స్ వైఫ్ ఏం చేసింది? ఆ పిల్లిని మెల్లిగా ఇలా దువ్వితే ఆ పిల్లి వెనక్కి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. కానీ దేర్ ఈజ్ వన్ మోర్ డేంజర్ విచ్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్. నేను అనుకోని ఇంకో డేంజర్ అక్కడికి వచ్చేసింది. ఏమిటి అనుకోని డేంజర్ అంటే, ఫార్మర్స్ 1-year-old సన్ అంటే ఆయా చేతుల్లోనే ఉంటాడు. ఆయా పట్టుకొచ్చిందనమాట. ఆయా చేతిలో ఉన్నవాడు ఊరుకోకుండా ఆ టేబుల్ మీద ఉన్న నన్ను ఇలా పట్టుకొని నోట్లో. ఆల్ ది బేబీస్ డూ ద సేమ్ థింగ్. మన ఇంట్లో మన తమ్ముడో చెల్లో ఉన్నాను అనుకోండి, ఆడికి ఇది కనపడినా తీసుకొని నోట్లో పెట్టేసుకుంటాడు. ఆడికి తెలియదు డస్ట్ అని, తినేస్తాడు. పెన్ ఉంది, ఆ పెన్ను పట్టుకున్నా సరే నోట్లో పెట్టేసుకుంటాడు. బికాజ్ వాట్ హీ నోస్ ఈజ్ హ్యాండ్ అండ్ మౌత్, దట్ ఓన్లీ హీ నోస్. సో హీ డస్ ఇట్. అలాగే వీడిని ఎత్తుకొని ఆ చిన్న కుర్రాడు కూడా నోట్లో పెట్టేసుకున్నాడు. అంటే ఇంకా కొరకడమే తర్వాయి అలా పెట్టేసుకున్నాడు. On seeing me, the child grabbed me from the table and put my head into his mouth. I shouted so loudly that the baby dropped me. నేను గట్టిగా అరిచాను, అయ్యో అని అరిచాను. అరవగానే ఆ బేబీ ఉంది కదా, భయపడిపోయి అని వదిలేశాడు. డ్రాప్డ్ మీ. I would have broken my neck if the mother had not held her apron under me. మదర్ ఉంది కదా, బేబీ తలక మదరు, వాళ్ళకి యాప్రన్ ఇట్లా ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ యాప్రన్ ఇలా పెట్టింది. దాంట్లో పడ్డాను. లేదు అంత ఎత్తు నుంచి కింద పడుంటే నా మెడకాయ ఇరిగిపోను, తలకాయ బద్దలైపోను. బట్ ఐఎమ్ లక్కీ ఇనఫ్ ఐ హ్యాడ్ ఫాలెన్ ఇన్ ద యాప్రన్ అండర్ మీ. Later she put me on her own bed and covered me with a clean white handkerchief. వాళ్ళ తలకి హ్యాండ్ కర్చీఫ్ నాకు పెద్ద బ్లాంకెట్ అనమాట. ఆమె నన్ను తీసుకెళ్ళిపోయి తన పక్కన పడుకోబెట్టుకుంది, ఒక పాకెట్ ఉన్నలు వేసేసి. హ్యాండ్ కర్చీఫ్. సో ఐ స్లెప్ట్ డ్రీమింగ్ ఆఫ్ మై హోమ్, మై వైఫ్ అండ్ మై చిల్డ్రన్. అక్కడ పడుకున్నాను కదా, ఏంటో అబ్బా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చాను, కిందసారి చిన్నపిల్లలు చిన్న లిల్లీ పుడుసు వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాను, అలాగో తప్పించి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాను, ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వచ్చాను. నాయన ఎలా ఇక్కడి నుంచి వెళ్ళగలనా లేదా అని అనుకుంటూ వాళ్ళ గురించి తలుచుకుంటూ మెల్లిగా ఎలాగో నిద్ర పట్టింది, పండుకున్నాను. లెట్ హిమ్ స్లీప్. అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ద ట్రావెల్ లాగ్ అంటారు దీన్ని. ట్రావెలాగ్ అంటే ట్రావెల్ గురించి రాసిన దాన్ని ట్రావెలాగ్ అంటారు. అది కూడా ఒక ఆర్టే. అంటే మనం వెళ్ళిన జాగాలు, అలాగ వెళ్ళాము, అక్కడ ఏంటేంటి చూసాము, ఎంత బాగున్నది, రైట్. తర్వాత అక్కడికి ఎలా వెళ్ళాలి, ఏ హోటల్లో బస్ చేయాలి, తర్వాత అక్కడ చూడవలసిన ప్రదేశాలు ఏంటి, అక్కడ ఆనందించదగిన విషయాలు ఏంటి, అక్కడ ఏమిటి తింటే బాగుంటుంది, స్పెషాలిటీ ఏంటి, ఇదంతా రాస్తే దాన్ని ట్రావెలాగ్ అంటారు. ఇఫ్ అట్ ఆల్ వీ రైట్ అబౌట్ ఏ ట్రావెల్, how to go there, where to stay, what to eat and what to wear and what to enjoy over there. If that is written over there on seeing that place, that art is called as travelogue. Here we are reading Gulliver's experiences in the Giants, right? But it is a travelogue. His feelings, his experiences, his seeings, and all these things have been described here. That is Gulliver's Travel. Now we will see the grammar, a very good part covered over here. We will see to it.